And now, it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, rock cod Rick Maxa, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards. Reliability starts here. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. And Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray and rock cod Rick Maxa.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray with rock cod Rick Maxa. We're in the Mighty 1090 studios with Captain Ryan Bostian from the San Diego. You want to talk tuna? This is the man right here. This is Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
Shimano is proud to present an opportunity for you to go fishing on two of the finest three-quarter day boats on the fleet and use the top-of-the-line Shimano gear. It's Terramar Tuesday, going on now through September. Join Shimano Pro staff aboard the San Diego out of Seaport Sport Fishing. And coming in June, the new Liberty from Fisherman's Landing. These trips will be booked through the landing and it's the same price as a regular three-quarter day trip. But the difference will be a selection of top-of-the-line Shimano Terramar rods and reels will be available for you to try, along with an assortment of Shimano jigs and more. And a member of the Shimano Pro staff will be aboard to answer questions you may have. Terramar Tuesdays will feature Shimano Terramar rods with Trinidad A, Torium HG, Tranks, and Talica reels available for you to try for free. Don't miss Terramar Tuesday on the San Diego out of Seaport Sport Fishing and beginning June 7th aboard the Liberty from Fisherman's Landing. Check the landing website for more details or the trips page at hookup1090.com.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero.
Rancho Leonero was awarded the Certificate of Excellence from TripAdvisor for 4 straight years. Especially interesting, most hotels are just hotels. Most people stay in the hotel and go do their activities elsewhere. Rancho Leonero, of course, provides fishing, diving, all activities, all meals, your whole vacation. So the fact that we're so highly rated, we're very proud of it. From picking you up at the airport to dropping you off, literally everything is turnkey from there. We make it as easy as we can for you at the ranch. From your meals to whether you're going to go fishing or diving or just hang out by the pool. When you're coming to Rancho Leonero, you are coming to John Ireland's home. I guarantee you the best fishing vacation experience in all of Baja. It's unique. There's nowhere that I could think of to get the same experience that you get at Rancho Leonero. Our new reservation phone number is 800-646-2252, 646-BAJA, and rancholeonero.com. It's really unique. It is. We're very proud of it.
When you put on a pair of Maui Jim sunglasses, the world begins to look different. Colors are more vivid. Contrast is clearer. Details are crisper. Wherever your vision leads you, beauty follows. With polarized lenses that eliminate glare and enhance color, Maui Jim sunglasses won't change the world. They'll change the way you see it. Color, clarity, detail. Maui Jim.
Last year, we had an unbeatable fishing season. One of the best in decades. I think we'll all take another year just like it. Now, just imagine what it could be like if we have an unbeatable season 39 years in a row. Well, that's exactly what Ford has done with their F-Series pickups. America's best-selling trucks 39 years in a row. We love our F-150s here in San Diego. Ford trucks give you the freedom to launch your boat with ease thanks to Pro Trailer Backup Assist. The freedom to toss all your gear in the bed no matter how wet and messy it gets. And the freedom to fit 5 full-size guys comfortably in the cab. And right now, during the Ford Freedom Sales Event, you'll get the freedom from interest charges with Ford's best finance rate of the year. Freedom from high monthly payments thanks to special summer lease programs, plus the freedom to save even more on trucks with smart bonus tags. It's an incredible combination of savings on an incredible lineup of trucks. So don't miss the Ford Freedom Sales Event. Stop by your San Diego County Ford dealer today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. What a fun show today, man.
Yeah, indeed. The man who's been on the fish this year, Captain Ryan Bostian. Good morning.
Good morning, Pete. Morning, Rick.
Great to have you here. Running the San Diego, you always seem to be on the fish out there. I mean, you are the guy that everybody follows.
We put a lot of time in.
Yeah.
Being out there every day certainly helps.
Yeah.
That's the biggest advantage. We're just out there every day.
Yeah. And it's been good fishing here.
It has. The sign of fish around is unbelievable. And we've had plenty of good days. It's been a challenge to get a bite a lot of days. Like yesterday, we had amazing amounts of fish around the boat, but tough to get a bite. A lot of light line fishing, small hooks. But, man, if they decide to bite, there's certainly a lot of it in the area. A lot of yellowfin tuna.
A lot of it. And different areas all around, right? That's the nice thing is the volume of fish is spread.
It's spread, yeah. Had different areas, different sizes. You don't know if the school of yellowfin that you're stopping on is going to be 10 to 15 pounders, or you don't know if it's going to be 25 to 50 pounders, or you don't know if it's going to be bluefin tuna the size of moose. There's some big ones around.
Been that kind of year, hasn't it?
That kind of year.
Yeah, pretty amazing.
Variety.
Yeah. It's so cool this time of the year because you can take so many people out to catch their first tuna, right?
Yeah, and that's what we do on this offshore run on the San Diego. It's entry-level offshore fishing. A lot of people catching their first tuna that they've ever caught. On the way home, I hear screaming from the back deck. There's a lot of people eating hearts every day.
Oh, nice!
That's rad.
Yeah, where did that tradition start? Eating the heart out of your first tuna?
I think it involved some alcohol somewhere.
Yeah, quite a bit. Yeah. So henceforth on the return trip home.
On the return trip home, yeah. You hear hooting and hollering from the back deck on the way home.
Down.
There's a heart that just
pirate
got
rum
consumed.
going there. Yeah. That's great. So tell us about the San Diego from Seaforth.
We do the 5:30 to 5 run out of Seaforth Sport Fishing. Offshore trips, it's more like 5:30 to 6:30 or 7. We put an extra license on the boat. And primarily we fish the Coronado Islands. However, when the tuna get close, we can fish up to 50 miles from home. And that's what we've been doing for the last month and a half, targeting yellowfin tuna. We had some shots on the bluefin tuna. There's some Dorado not very far away. Hopefully we get a shot at those eventually. It's a good entry-level sport fishing trip, and we also get some excellent fishermen on the San Diego. If you want to start fishing, work your way up to a long-range boat, it's a good place to start.
Yeah, it is. And you have RSW fish hold, so your fish come out premium.
Primo, yeah. 33-degree refrigerated seawater, beautiful sashimi-grade fish at the end of the day. It's, fish are valuable, and we don't want to waste them.
Oh, yeah. Especially this tuna fish, man. It tastes so good. So what's the story? People want to go out fishing right now, get on the San Diego, go catch tuna. What do they need?
Tackle-wise, they need to for sure bring some sort of finesse bait setup. 20-pound mono. Get your Trinidad 14, perfect size reel for it. Fill it halfway up with Spectra. Fill the other half up with 20-pound mono. And then put 4 feet of 20-pound fluorocarbon on the end and a size 2 live bait hook. It's a small hook. We're fishing with big anchovy-sized sardines. We're fishing with 4-inch sardines. So if you try to put a 2-aught hook in it, it's going to look funny and you're not going to get bites. Size 2 hook, and then I would bring a heavier rod just in case. Bring a 40 or a 50-pound rod just in case. Just in case the yellowfin start to bite really good, or just in case we have a run-in with bigger fish. But that 20-pound outfit has been key. We've also had some guys fishing 15-pound, 15-pound and a number 4 hook. When the bite gets touchy, we've had a lot of guys getting bites like that.
Yeah, that hook size makes a difference, doesn't it?
Makes a huge difference.
Why? I mean, how do they see? It's a number 2 small, but a number 4 is even smaller.
Yeah, the way tuna bite, they're going to bite your bait in the first 5 seconds of it being in the water most of the time. It's strictly a reaction, and if your sardine has a small hook in it, it can hit the water and swim really fast for 5 feet, and the tuna react and eat it. If it has a big, heavy hook hanging off of it, it's not going to be able to dart away really quick and get that reaction bite. So those small hooks are a huge advantage.
When the bite gets a little more challenging, are you finding that your anglers are getting bit right away?
Oh, yeah.
As soon as they put if they're not getting bit right away, they're not going to get bit.
Absolutely.
Not a long soak thing.
Yeah, the long soak thing hasn't been too effective this year. We're telling people to get a new bait every 60 seconds.
Every 60 seconds?
You're either going to get a bite or you're not.
Yeah.
After 60 seconds, you're wasting your time.
Wow.
For some reason this year, the long soak, upwind, hasn't been doing much.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Boy, that's a hot tip right there.
It's changing your baits. The counts on the boat have been pretty lopsided. We'll have a guy that has gotten 20 bites in a day, and then we'll have a guy that's gotten 1. And the people that are getting one bite, they need to pay attention to the guys that are getting 20 bites because it's not an accident.
Right.
You copy the people that are having success. It's usually not one thing they're doing. It's usually a combination of a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
Line size, hook size, they're able to cast. One thing that's happening this year is we're telling people to fish 20-pound fluorocarbon, and what I see people doing is they're taking their Jigmaster size reel or 4.0 size reel that has 40 or 50-pound mono on it, and they're splicing a piece of 20-pound fluorocarbon on the end. Well, that's different. You're not going to be able to, your bait's not going to be able to drag that 40 or 50-pound around as easily as it would drag the 20-pound around. You need to match your fluorocarbon size to your mainline size.
And even if it means cutting off the mono and just going straight fluorocarbon, maybe.
Yeah, we've had some guys this year using 80 feet of fluorocarbon. And, 80 feet of 15 or 20-pound fluorocarbon is pretty manageable. It'll go on your reel. You can do it.
Yeah.
You use 80 feet of 40 or 50-pound fluorocarbon, now that line is really stiff, and it's not going to sit on your spool too nice.
That's such a good call because so many people, when they think, well, I'm going to drop down and, when they drop down in line size, it's tough to get a bite. The drop in line size has a lot less to do with the fish seeing 50-pound instead of seeing 20-pound. It's all about how your bait moves in the water, and I mean that's double. If you're going from 25 to 50, that's twice the drag. So your bait has literally half the amount of drag when he's swimming through the water. And a lot of mono in the water's got a lot of drag. I mean, put a bunch of line off your reel when you're going off the boat with no hook or anything on it. It's super difficult to wind it back to the boat. It's the exact same thing, but put yourself in the shoes of a sardine that's 4 inches long. Your bait swims so much better with light line, and just putting a 4-foot piece of 20-pound on it doesn't do anything.
Right.
Yep.
It's all about presentation.
It's all about presentation. This year, a lot of people have become very good fishermen on the boat because you've had to work for a bite. Last year and the year before, you could walk to the rail and you could dunk a dead sardine in the water, brain hooked on 50-pound, and you could get a bite. It hasn't been like that this year yet. You've had to work for it, and it has made a lot of fishermen better fishermen this year.
That's great.
Yeah.
What about spinning reels, like the bait runner, for the inexperienced angler that has never used a conventional reel?
They're great.
They're great. Is that a good outfit for somebody that's just getting started to catch tuna?
It is. Spinning reel technology has come such a long way, and especially this light line fishing. If you're not comfortable fishing light line on a conventional reel, start out with a spinning reel.
Yeah.
They're plenty of power. You're going to be able to land anything we hook. It's a great way to go.
Yeah, I love that Shimano bait runner and that bait runner feature because you can set that thing so light that even a little bait hits the water, it's still going to pull line off that reel.
Absolutely.
Which and for the beginner guy that kind of gets a lot of backlashes or something like that, it's something that certainly you might consider.
Yeah, it's a great option.
Yeah. Now, what about tackle at C4 Sport Fishing? You guys rent tackle there, right?
We do. They rent some very nice tackle there.
Yeah.
Very
and
nice
so you have, if somebody doesn't have the proper outfits to go target this tuna light line wise, they've got it there.
They have everything you need. Yes.
You see that guy Marcos on the radio? He'll set you up, right?
Yeah. Go see Dustin in the tackle shop, Marcos, Mark, Mike, John, all of them. They're great. They all fish on their days off. They know exactly what's going on.
So for the private boater guy, how do you get a bite, man? There have been so many guys frustrated this year. They see a lot of tuna. They see the San Diego getting full bendo.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, and they're just not getting bit. What's the story?
I would say, one thing that's happening the last couple years is private boaters will see a sport boat get stopped, and within a half an hour, there's 40 private boaters drifting in a circle around the sport boat.
So what's worse, private boaters or sea lions?
Sea lions.
Okay. It's shocking.
By far. Yes. And, in that situation, it might work for the private boater. Occasionally, if it's a huge school, you might go over there and get a fish or two. But most of those tuna are going to be underneath the sport boat that has the chum, and you're just wasting your time for the most part. You need to go find your own school. You need to invest in a good pair of binoculars. You need to go find your own fresh school if you want to get bites. And this year, a lot of the schools have been marked by just one bird, one turn bird. Drive over there, and it could be, an 80-ton spot of yellowfin tuna underneath one bird.
Wow.
And if there's no sport boat around, you're the only private boater there. Well, guess what? Now all those fish are under your boat instead of under the sport boat. So.
And once they get focused on your boat, then you become the kelp patty.
Right.
Basically.
You're the floating kelp patty, and they're not going to go anywhere unless something weird happens. So.
Yeah. They could be boiling all around your boat, all around the San Diego, or even your private boat, and guys within 50 yards are not going to get a bite.
Yeah, you need to go find a fresh school. You know, that's something we look for as captains on the sport boat all the time is a fresh school. If I get into an area and I see 4 sport boats already stopped, the last thing I want to do is go over there and try to get a piece of their school. I want to try to find my own fresh one that hasn't been messed with, and when they're fresh, they're going to bite better.
Bite heavy line.
Bite heavy line, yeah. We need to find one that hasn't been messed with yet. And it's the same thing as a private boater. You don't want to hit a school that's been used up by 50 anglers on the San Diego. You want to go find your own one that hasn't seen a bait yet today.
Yeah. The first thing that you said there was, for a tip for private boaters, investing in a good pair of binoculars. And I think that it's something that probably a lot of people don't realize, the amount of money that you guys have invested in just in binoculars on the San Diego. Because I've been on the boat, like every single guy on that crew is in a pair of high-end binoculars. It's a huge investment for the boat to make, but it's priceless.
It's everything.
How many pairs of $5,000 binoculars do you have on the San Diego?
We have 3.
3.
Yeah.
$15,000 in just binoculars.
Yeah, they're more like $6,000 now.
Yeah, if you can get them.
If you can get them, yeah. But they're worth it. I mean, when you need to find one bird on that big, huge ocean, they pay for themselves really quick.
You think about the investment you made in your boat. You think about the investment you're making in burning fuel.
Right.
And the difference between finding a school and not can mean that that pair of gyroscopic binoculars.
It accounts for just as much fish as the side scan sonar. I hear a lot of private boaters going, "Oh, we're going to follow them because they have a sonar." Most of our fish are found with our binoculars.
Yeah.
And just think about what you're trying to accomplish. I mean, think about what you said, one turn bird. You're looking for a bird that's the size of a Starbucks coffee cup 3 miles away. Like, you're not pulling that off with your 7x50 binoculars anymore. It just doesn't happen.
And I understand it's really hard to see from a private boat. It's just different. But when I see, like, Ricky and you guys out there, I notice they'll drive for a mile and then stop. And then glass in every direction and then drive for a mile and stop. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
If you're trying to glass from a moving boat, it's nearly impossible.
It's hard, yeah. So what about the and you don't need to necessarily make the $5,000, $6,000 investment. Fujinon makes a nice pair of, what are they called?
Techno Stabies.
Techno Stabies.
Yep. You're a guy that
for
has
about $1,250, something like that.
Exactly, $1,200. You can go to Baker Marine and get a pair of Techno Stabies that are. And I hear people all the time, "I'm going to get them on the internet." Or I'm going to. You can go to Baker Marine in San Diego. That's literally on the way to the launch ramp. Get them absolutely as inexpensive as anywhere else, and you have like the raddest place in the world to go back to if you have questions or problems or service. And I'm not trying to minimize $1,200. That's a lot of money. I get it for sure. You can't not have them.
You gotta have them.
So it's such a huge difference.
Yeah. Yes.
They're not the $6,000 or $5,000 full-on gyros, but they're pretty darn good.
They're good. There's some plenty of sport boats that only have those.
Yeah.
Only have the Techno Stabies, and they do good.
And they're still 10x14s.
They're good.
Yeah,
yes.
they work.
Yes.
Yeah. So as you can hear, we have a great show lined up for you today. Lots to talk about, lots of tuna, and learning good techniques from the master himself.
You're not kidding, man. We're going to have a lot of fun today. Lots of really good info to talk about. Catch reports, all kinds of great stuff coming up today. And if you want to join us, we want to hear from you this morning. There's 2 ways that you can be a part of Let's Talk Hookup this morning. And first is with our local line, which is 858 area code 457-1090. Again, 858-457-1090. 1090, or reach us on that toll-free number. We do have one toll-free line open right now. It's 877-792-1090. Again, 877-792-1090. Not only talking fishing, talking three-quarter day aboard the San Diego, we're also giving away a great prize for one lucky caller at the end of the show today, and that's a chance to go fishing with Captain Ryan and all the boys from the San Diego. A three-quarter day trip going fishing on the San Diego at a C4 Sport Fishing, as well as an entry. You're going to get to go to that great craft beer and food festival put on by CCA at Portuguese Hall October 1st, and a very, very cool opportunity. So a $50 ticket coming your way to that awesome CCA event at Portuguese Hall on October the 1st, and a three-quarter day trip aboard the San Diego at a C4 Sport Fishing. How about that for a cool prize for one lucky caller at the end of the show today? Again, if you want to get through, 877-457-1090 or 877-792-1090. When we come back, we're going to be taking your phone calls. Lots of great fishing information coming your way. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
Yellowtail and Bluefin are here now, and it's time to go fishing. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle, the saltwater tackle professionals. The perfect rod to handle tough fish like these is Terramar from Shimano. The secret? TC4 construction. That delivers a rod that is light and sensitive, yet tough and powerful. Shimano Terramar should be your next rod. Fisherman's Landing Tackle has the best inventory in the country of Terramar rods and the experts to help you select them. Visit us at Fisherman's Landing Tackle at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego or on the web at saltwatertackle.com. Fisherman's Landing is the top choice in local and long-range fishing. Hi, this is Doug Kern. Our hardworking crew is always looking for ways to improve your fishing experience. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet is second to none. We are proud to say Fisherman's Landing is now a full-service sport fishing operation, offering half-day trips on the Dolphin, and now, for the first time in the long history of Fisherman's Landing, we have 3-quarter-day open party trips on the Liberty. We built the Liberty specifically to offer a better experience. Run by veteran captain Taro Takeuchi, the 85-foot Liberty is the first open party 3-quarter-day boat to offer bunks for your comfort. She also has huge bait capacity and RSW fish holds to keep your catch fresh. Plus, Liberty has a big galley and 2 interior heads with showers. Our open party trips from half-day, 3-quarter-day, or 1 to 3 day trips can be easily booked online at fishermanslanding.com or give us a call at 619-221-8500. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
Information is the key to success, and inside information is even better. When it comes to fishing, inside information is critical, and that's what FishDope.com delivers. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and save fuel. FishDope.com is the only SST service with a satellite oceanographic PhD on board, the only fish finding service with a spotter plane. You get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Martin Island, 365 days a year. FishDope.com boasts the largest code group anywhere, covering sport boats, commercial boats, and private boaters. FishDope.com has online planning tools, moon phase, tides, hot bite icons, and more. What I'm telling you is, if you don't have FishDope.com, well, good luck. Membership costs less than 40 gallons of gas for the entire year. That's right, 1 year. What a bargain. Plus, stay tuned for the special code to save $20 on a FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
Pete here. I was fortunate enough to use the new Simrad NSS Evo 2 touchscreen chart plotter and sonar unit on my boat this summer and fall. And let me say, it's truly incredible. With an easy-to-use tablet-style interface that's fresh but familiar, the new Simrad NSS Evo 2 combines a multi-touch screen with push-to-select rotary dial for precision control and speedy response. As for marking schools of tuna, yellowtail, and more, it's the best. You run over a school, and there they are in full color and high definition. The new NSS Evo 2 built-in sonar technology, including chirp and structure scan, can't be beat. I recently added the Simrad AP24 autopilot to my system. I've had other autopilots before, but I can tell you this one is simple, sensitive, and accurate. It integrates with my Simrad NSS Evo 2. I set a waypoint, touch the screen, and the boat steers to that spot. There's a lot more to the new Simrad NSS Evo 2 system and AP24 autopilot I'd like to tell you, but best just go to your local Simrad dealer or see simrad-yachting.com for more details.
It's time to get outside on the east side and celebrate fall colors, arts, culture, and recreation in the Eastern Sierra. From now until the first snow, there are a variety of activities that capture the essence of autumn. In addition to enjoying fall color viewing, the season hosts fishing derbies and biking events to theater performances, a kite festival, and art festivals. Check out the Outside on the East Side details on the Fall Colors page at visitmammoth.com. That's visitmammoth.com.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. If you want to get your shot to get through, 858 area code 457-1090. That's the only line open into the building right now.
Indeed. Let's go ahead and jump on those jam-packed phone lines. One line open. You want to get through? This is going to be your only chance. right here, 858-457-1090. You have a chance to win a 3-quarter-day trip to go fishing with Captain Ryan Bostian out in the San Diego out of C4 Sport Fishing, and a ticket to the Craft Beer and Food Festival. So let's go ahead and jump on the phone.
You got it, man. How about we start it off this morning with Roy, who's calling us from San Diego. Good morning, Roy. Thanks for getting us started here on Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, guys. How you doing this morning?
Doing great. Good morning.
Hi, Ryan, just wondering, how have you guys been doing on artificials during the season? You guys been using some of the smaller ones, or they're not hitting anything, or plastics or megabait style? What's up with that?
It's been pretty slow for catching a fish on a lure for us this year. However, just recently, like in the last day or two, we're starting to get some bites on the small poppers and also the 100-gram Colt snipers. That would be the 2 lures I would try if you're going to come out. That we use that Halco popper. It's about 4 inches long. I 130 or something maybe.
35.
I think it's a 135 Halco popper, and also the 100-gram Colt sniper. Those 2 were getting some bites yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And what about line size? Does it matter on those?
We fish most lures on like 30 or 40 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
So pretty light for a lure.
Pretty light, yes. And in fact, one of the things that was going on last week is guys were putting a fluorocarbon leader in front of their Colt sniper, and I wouldn't think it would really make a difference, but it did.
It did?
It was making
Really?
a difference, yeah. It was really weird. I called Cameron, drove the boat for me a couple weeks ago, and I asked him that same question. Any bites on lures? And he told me fluorocarbon leader in front of a Colt sniper was getting bites, and I was thinking, whatever. I'll just
Get out of here.
Yeah,
I'll just tie it right to my mono. But he was right.
Yeah.
A fluorocarbon leader was absolutely an advantage.
Fishing the Colt sniper right now, do most of the bites come on the sink or in the wine? And are you like casting them at a spot of fish or just flipping the thing overboard? And...
We had a guy doing really well on it the other day, and he was just flipping it overboard, letting it sink for about 45 seconds, and winding it up, and they were biting it on the wind.
On the wind.
Doing extremely well. It was surprising to me because it was hard to get a bite on bait. And the guy did 3, 4 in a row on a Colt sniper. I'm thinking, what the heck's going on here?
Nice.
Yeah. And so I grabbed mine, and I was getting bites also. So,
That's cool.
Yeah,
Fun.
they're biting it.
All right. Very good. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. That does free up 858-457-1090.
All right. How about next up we talk to Ed, who's calling us from Mira Mesa this morning. Good morning, Ed. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning, Ed.
Ed's asleep.
It's like we lost Ed there, so
Ed is gone.
All right. Well, we'll jump back into him. And how about we talk to Dee? Dee's calling us from Laguna Beach this morning. Morning, Dee. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hi, Captain Ryan. Matter of fact, the 2 previous guests answered my question. What kind of jigs to use? What about flatfall jigs?
Flatfalls have been working a little bit. When we were fishing that bluefin, those flatfalls were extremely effective. Right now, we're pretty much targeting straight yellowfin tuna, and the Colt snipers have been working better than the flatfalls recently.
That Colt sniper does look exact. I mean, they nailed it. I mean, that thing. Not that any of the previous dart jigs didn't look good, but that thing is a little anchovy. It is a little Spanish mac, whatever that stuff. Little feed. It's perfect. I mean,
yesterday when our fish would hit the deck, they were coughing up these little 1.5-, 2-inch anchovies by the thousands on the deck. So something small and shiny.
That's what they want.
Yeah.
Interesting. What if maybe take a fly rod?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
that'd work out great with a bunch of guys in the San Diego.
Yeah, that'd be really interesting.
You
on
catch
the
someone.
Watch my back cast, man. Come on.
Yeah, watch out, for sure. Maybe a dedicated charger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, thanks a lot for the call this morning. All right, let's find out what's biting down south. Mr. John Ireland from Rancho Leoneros on the line. Buenos dias, John.
Hi, Pete. Hi, Rick. Good morning, Ryan.
What's up, John?
Well, we got awesome fishing again this week. Very, very good fishing. As Mike Banastoni brought the Maui Jim gang down and scored big. We've had the best wahoo year we've ever had. We've a real strong wahoo bite. I'm not kidding. For all the last week, 2 or 3 per boat per day in the 30 to 60 pound range. There's loads of them around down south. The weather's beautiful right now. The morning, I was looking at my temperature gauge the other morning, and it was 66 degrees going down at 6 o'clock to the beach, which is cool for September. I'd say the highs are in the high 80s, low 90s. It's just beautiful, beautiful weather, way early for September. And the water as well. The water's clean and clear and blue, and ranging a lot of temperature breaks and everything, ranging between 73 and 78 degrees, depending on where you are out there. So lots of breaks to work. And everything's going on. Dorado as well. We have lots and lots and lots of peanuts. Gosh, there's small Dorado everywhere, north and south. Guys are releasing 4 or 5 fish for every keeper. The keepers are, 12 to 30 pounds, something like that. But everybody's, putting 4 or 5 or 6 on the boat per day and releasing, gosh, like I say, about 5 to 1 on the release on the Dorado. Bill fishing's very good. Actually picked up. It's not great. Not as many blues around, but a lot of sails and stripes. Give you kind of idea. Mike Battistoni, the 3 of them were fishing on one boat for 3 days, and they kept 25 mahi-mahi. I don't know how many they released. They released loads. 2 yellowfin tuna. One was about 40 pounds. 2 sailfish, 1 striped marlin, a pargo, 4 roosterfish, and 2 wahoo. And it kind of gives you an idea. A real mix of fish and real good fish. And Dan Walsh was down with his group and did about the same. Anybody that's going out is just scoring big time.
Yeah, Dan, congratulations to Dan Walsh, our good friend, videographer extraordinaire, for his first wahoo. He said in 20 times visiting Rancho Leonero, it was his first wahoo.
That is hard to believe, and he really jumped right in the middle of them. Like I swear, I've never seen it quite this good on the wahoo. There's just loads of them around, and I'm losing rapalas right and left, and lures are just cutting everything off. There's just gobs of them around. We were out there one day, and the first day we went out, we got bit off 11 times and never landed one, and had them break off. Lost 4 rapalas, and they're hitting the ballyhoo and the rapalas, but geez, just gobs them around.
So that's cool. That's great news. Yeah, I had a conversation with Mike Battistoni and got the details on his trip, and he just had a great time at Rancho Leonero. His son Ryan, who's the Olakai rep down in Florida, also turned a lot of people on to that great Olakai sandal. And Maui Jim sunglasses. Your crew are sporting Maui Jims now?
Yeah, everybody. Mike's taking care of all my captains are now officially Team Maui Jim. So everybody.
There you go.
Sweet.
All right.
Lucky captains.
Yeah, no kidding, man.
They scored on it. But I tell you what, it's just awesome fishing. Mike couldn't have come down at a better time.
And great weather right now.
Well, it's beautiful. I'm telling you, it's gorgeous. It's just not hot. And normally September this time of year it's warm. There's no doubt about it, and it's just not. It's real pleasant.
And you're eyeballing hurricanes coming your way, and this is just hasn't been the year for that. Knock on wood, right?
No, and we're almost to the end. Historically, end of September, that's about the end of it. October, we hardly ever get them, and we don't have anything in sight. We've got another 13 days of the month left, and then we're through and we're out and clean. So
yeah,
we had our share this year.
Yeah, there's been a few. Yeah.
Yeah, we actually got hit by that one. It just wasn't a real big one, and thankfully, like I say, it was just a miracle. We only lost 1 day of fishing. That was a real fast mover in and out. So.
Pretty cool. Well, somebody wants to come book a trip to Rancho Leonero, this end of September, October, best time of the year. Come down and catch your first wahoo. How do we do that, John?
Especially this year. It's truly awesome fishing out there. 800-646-2252 or rancholeonero.com.
All right. Great report, John. Thanks for talking to you next week.
Yeah, these are the easy ones to do, Pete.
Yeah, for sure. This is a good time of the year. Appreciate the call this morning.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Hey, speaking of wahoo, you're out on the water more than anybody I know. You seeing any sign this year like you did last year?
No.
Nothing.
No, nothing.
They're all down in the East Cape.
They must be.
Yeah.
Like they are. Yeah, we have not seen any.
Yeah.
No
bite-offs, no.
No, I think the difference between this year and last year, we still have the warm water around this year, but this year it's green.
It's green.
A lot of green water.
Oh, okay.
It's not bay-looking water, but for offshore it's green. Where last year we had hot water and extremely clean water.
Mm-hmm.
And those wahoo just marched right up the coast.
Yeah. You seeing any other exotics, marlin, dorado, anything that added into those?
We see a lot of marlin in the last couple of weeks. We're seeing plenty of marlin. The biggest exotic, crazy stuff for this year for us has just been those big bluefin. We have had visual shows on the boat that we'll never forget. 250-pounders jumping out right underneath the bow for a half an hour, so big that you don't want to hook one.
What are you going to do?
Yeah. That's the bluefin that have been around have been really, really
quite
cool.
A spectacle.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
There's rumors going around that the scientists feel that they've changed their migration pattern, and this is kind of part of their migration pattern now.
Oh, really? I was wondering about that.
It's the scientists, and they're speculating, of course, but that's the speculation. So.
Works for me, man.
We're fine with
those
that.
Things are
Yeah, they can keep migrating right through here.
Yeah, we're good with that.
They're cool.
Yeah, for sure. 858-457-1090, open right now. You want to get through, there's your chance.
You got it. Well, the phones are packed. If you want to get through, there are open phone lines. Harvey in Simi Valley, you're up next on Let's Talk Hookup. What's up, Harvey?
Well, good morning, gentlemen. Thank you for taking my call. I'm kind of curious about the moon phases and if that has to do with the feeding patterns and the catchability of the fish, and if the tidal movements are affecting the way the fish bite.
The moon definitely affects the fish in some way. I'm not a moon guy. There are captains out there that swear by the moon. Sam Patella on the American Angler, he's a moon guy. He is constantly studying the moon. You'll call Sam and say, "Hey, what's going on, Sam? Fishing's been slow for a couple of days," and he'll tell you, when this moon goes away or when the moon changes. I'm just not a moon guy. I never have been. I like to be completely present in the current conditions that are in front of me. I don't try to predict what's going to happen. I don't worry about what happened yesterday. I just want to concentrate on what is happening right in front of me right now. And so I'm not a moon guy, but I know that it affects them. How it affects them, I'm not the guy to ask.
Like big, beautiful moon right now, super bright at night.
Yeah.
Has it affected your fishing?
Some way.
I know it has.
I
know it has. I don't know how.
Yeah. Is it a morning bite, an afternoon bite? Does it do that?
It seems to me that it's more time of day related when we have a big moon. When we have a big full moon, there will be, whether we're fishing yellowtail at the islands or tuna offshore, there will definitely be a noticeable bite time, where other times there's not really a noticeable bite time. It's kind of whenever you find them.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Very good. Thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. I have a question. You, Mr. Yellowtail himself, I know you're concentrating on the yellowfin tuna right now, and the bluefin tuna. Where are the yellowtail?
There's probably good yellowtail at the Coronado Islands, and just nobody's been there.
Nobody's been there.
Yeah, nobody's been there to look around. Nobody's been there to get them dialed in. I know they're catching some at San Clemente Island.
Yeah.
San Clemente Island's been good for the last week.
Yeah.
Everybody's fishing offshore right now. It's a big draw on these 3/4 day boats. When we start going offshore, the passport thing, you don't need a passport to fish offshore, so it opens up our clientele base to almost double. And so if we can catch some fish offshore, every 3/4 day boat's going to jump on it.
So right now, are you taking California licenses, Mexican licenses?
We're flip-flopping back and forth.
Depends on the day.
Right, yeah. The fish have kind of been moving around from 10 miles below the border to 10 miles above the border, day to day. So yesterday we took Mexican permits. Today they took Mexican permits. The whole previous week before that we took U.S. licenses, and we were fishing in the U.S. So it's a day-to-day decision right now.
Very interesting. And you'll find that out when you call in and make a reservation at C4 Sport Fishing.
Yes, they will tell you when you make your reservation where we're fishing, but that could change. We usually make our decision where we're going to fish the next day about 5 o'clock the day before. So it's a last-minute decision a lot of time. Yeah, we're targeting a moving target that moves fast. So it's a day-to-day decision. If you have a yearly California license, you should always bring it with you. If you have a yearly Mexican license, you should always bring it with you.
And that's, if you're a regular fisherman,
yes,
you like to fish multiple times in the year, just get them both.
Get them both. Yeah, it's well worth it.
Yeah, no doubt. All right. 858-457-1090, and a line just opened up on the toll-free line at 877-792-1090.
All right, let's jump right back into him and talk to Chuck. He's calling us from Long Beach this morning. Good morning, Chuck. Thanks for hanging in there.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
Thanks for joining us.
My question is, when it comes to line, I've heard a lot, short fluorocarbon or bigger fish, you want to go with the longer leader of mono for the shock absorption. What would you like to fish them?
how either a short top shot or a long top shot? Was that the question?
Yeah, it's a short top shot of fluoro or mono, like shock absorber with maybe some short fluoro on top of it.
Yeah. For us on the San Diego, the only thing you need Spectra for is for the bottom half of your reel. You should have enough mono on your reel so that you never see it unless you hook a big fish and it peels off a couple 100 yards of line. I would always, when you're filling up your reel, fill the first half with Spectra, fill the second half with mono, whatever size mono matches that reel, and then put 4 feet, 5 feet, 6 feet of fluorocarbon. That's how we like to fish on the San Diego. And it might come as a surprise to some people. If I was on a private boat and I was only fishing with me and one buddy, I'd probably do the short top shot thing. On a sport boat, you don't need it. You just don't. And a lot of people hear me say that, and they go, oh, it's just because he doesn't want his crew to have to deal with tangles, and it's dealing with tangles is the easiest thing my crew does in a day. Yeah. They'll deal with tangles all day long. That's not it. It's all about success for the passenger. You need that long top shot. You need at least 100 feet of mono for shock absorption, whether you're fighting a 50-pound fish or a 20-pound fish. You just need it.
It just works better.
It just works better. You know,
especially using those small hooks.
Those small hooks. I'll tell you right now, our hook-to-land ratio on the three-quarter-day boat is worse right now than it was in the late 90s when everyone was fishing with fiberglass rods and mono. It's an epidemic on a sport fishing boat right now. People are fishing with graphite rods, short top shots, small hooks. There's no forgiveness. You got to remember that when the San Diego rolls up on a 4-foot swell, that's a 70-ton boat rolling up on a swell. If you don't have some forgiveness in your presentation, you're going to rip the hook right out of the fish's mouth most of the time. We lose so many fish right at the end of the fight. The boat rolls up on a swell. The guy's fishing a 4-foot top shot. The fish isn't hooked perfectly, and the hook rips right out of his mouth. You know, most fish have relatively soft mouths. If you hook a yellowtail in the top of his mouth or something, you could probably drag it back to the dock, and the hook's not going to rip out. Sure. But you hook a yellowfin tuna or a bluefin tuna somewhere in the mouth, it's relatively soft. And if you don't have some forgiveness in your presentation, it's going to rip out.
That's a good hint.
Yeah,
so it's
great.
A different program if you're fishing on your private boat versus fishing on a sport boat.
It's different, yeah, because of the weight of the boat, and it's just different. You need a long top shot.
That long top shot.
Guys that have been doing the best lately on the sport boat are the guys that are coming out with tackle from the 80s. They got a Sabre 196.6 or 196.8. They got all mono and a little tiny piece of fluorocarbon on the end, small hooks. It's really hard to break a fish off on mono. There's so much stretch.
Especially with a long rod.
With a long rod. It's really hard to break a fish off like that. It's pretty easy to break one off on a 7-foot graphite rod with a 4-foot top shot and then Spectra. You can break them off, pull the hooks real easy.
What about drag setting?
Drag setting, we're telling people to set their drag soft right now, and mainly because of what you mentioned, the small hooks. You know, we're fishing for 20 to 40-pound yellowfin with a size 2 hook. That's a small hook. In the beginning of the fight, a nice soft drag setting, and as the fish gets tired towards the end, we tighten it up.
Your calico bass hook.
It's a calico bass hook. We've had a lot of guys fishing bass gear this year and doing well.
Oh, okay. Like a level line Corrado, cast it out
Tranks,
there.
Yeah, Corrado 300. A lot of guys getting bites like that. Yeah. You can cast a small bait a long ways on one of those reels.
Oh, yeah. Hey, thanks a lot for the call this morning.
All right. Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. More of your phone calls. We're going to check in with the Catch Report, find out what's biting up and down the beach. Lots of great stuff coming up. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
Nothing is more exciting than fishing Cedros Island on a Hobie Mirage Drive kayak. And Cedros Kayak Fishing will hook you up on this amazing experience. Cedros Kayak Fishing offers deluxe accommodations in their beautiful secluded casita with all the comforts you would expect from a high-end resort, including single occupancy rooms and filtered water. Kayak tours are on Hobie Outback kayaks with bait tanks, fish finder, and VHF radios to ensure a great experience. Fly to Cedros and travel light, as Cedros Tackle has a fully outfitted outfitted tackle shop, including top-of-the-line rental gear. After a long day on the water, enjoy delicious local cuisine prepared by the staff. Cedros Kayak Adventures also has a fully outfitted panga and off-road truck and trailer to take you to super secluded spots. Fish where the others don't with Cedros Kayak Fishing. Come join Jeff and the gang for a great trip on Cedros Island. Visit the website at cedroskayakfishing.com for more information and to book your trip.
It's time to get excited about fishing, and Point Loma Sport Fishing has everything you'll need. They offer half-day and three-quarter-day trips daily, perfect for families and the novice or seasoned fishermen. Point Loma Sport Fishing also offers overnight to multi-day trips, targeting the best of seasonal catches. Visit their website at pointlomasportfishing.com, where you can purchase tickets online and get more information on the trips available, or call 619-223-1627.
Alaska is one of the ultimate fishing destinations in the world. This is Rock Cod Rick, and every year the one trip I look forward to is Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska. My dad and I have been going for over 15 years, and I just can't wait to go again. No one does it better than Kingfisher Charters. They offer the best service, the most comfortable accommodations, fantastic food, the finest fishing charter captains in all of Sitka, and the ultimate value. Sure, I've been to others, but time and time again, nobody beats Kingfisher Charters. You can catch huge halibut like the ones we do almost every year, and salmon, well, Sitka is famous for some of the best runs in Alaska. We also get plenty of rockfish and huge lingcod. And when it comes to fish processing, the best in Alaska is Kingfisher Charters. And listen to this, it's all included in your package. In fact, everything is included except the tips. It's truly amazing how the Kingfisher crew continues the quality of service they deliver year after year. Come and join me on the Let's Talk Hookup trip in June, or just go when you can. Kingfisher Charters, 800-727-6136, or check kingfishercharters.com.
It's time for our Power Pro 60-second seminar on your fishing trip. You got to get the Power Pro Advantage, and you heard Captain Ryan Bostian talking about the importance of putting that Power Pro underneath and a nice long top shot of monofilament, then to your Seaguar floors.
Well, line capacity is such a big deal when you're fishing fish as big as a 40-pound tuna, but you want a reel that fly lines a small bait. You want to talk about trying to catch big fish on a Corrado or a Trinidad 14, a reel that doesn't hold a ton of line, but you fill that thing half full of Spectra. You get all your line capacity at the bottom of the reel. You're casting and fly lining and tying all your knots with the mono that you're used to fishing. But then when you hook a big fish and he starts dumping 200 yards line off your reel, you got plenty of line to get the job done.
Yeah, and you still have that stretch when you're fishing on a sport boat to take up the slack for those small hooks. That's the key when you're using Power Pro. And the other thing about Power Pro is it ties knots so well. It's just so easy. That John Collins knot, back-to-back uni, whatever you're tying, whatever connection you're using, Power Pro just ties easier. Check it out, Power Pro at your favorite tackle store, or check out PowerPro.com.
If the fish are biting, I'm on my boat, rain or shine. Of course, I wear my life jacket. It's like wearing a seatbelt. Clip it on, grab my tackle box, and hit the water.
Love California, vote California, save California. A message from California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways.
Sport fishing, not just for Dad anymore. At Dana Wharf Sport Fishing, kids fish free every Sunday. Free half-day fishing trip and clinic free for kids 12 and under every Sunday at Dana Wharf. Join the Dana Wharf Kids Club and get over $100 of really cool stuff like 2 free fishing trips, a free whale watch trip, and more. Dana Wharf, everyone's favorite since 1971. Click DanaWharf.com or visit them in the Dana Point Harbor, the bass capital of the West, and only minutes from the 5 freeway in Orange County. DanaWharf.com, where kids fish free.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
You're listening to the home of the Major League Playoffs and World Series. San Diego's sports leader, the mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
All right, one line open. You want to get through 858-457-1090. We're giving away a 3/4 trip to go fishing with this guy, Captain Ryan Bostian, on the San Diego at a Seaford Sport Fishing. And thanks to Steve Pazel, who is the president of the CCA San Diego chapter. He's donated a ticket to the Craft Beer and Food Festival, $50 ticket, Saturday, October 1st at the Portuguese Hall, Shelter Island. That's going to be a great event, and you'll go fishing and then drink some craft beer and eat some good food and support CCA. You also get a 1-year membership with that, too, which is great.
supporting CCA.
Yeah, very cool. Well, hey, with that, it's time to find out what's biting out there. It is time for the Catch Report, which today is sponsored in part by Fisherman's Processing in San Diego. Fisherman's Processing is San Diego's finest, and that's why they're known as the Fish Pros. And once you try them, you will be hooked. They'll fillet your fish, vacuum pack your fish, all to your specs, as well as offer the best smoked fish and jerky and those famous tuna burgers. Check fishermansprocessing.com for more details, or you can see them when your trip returns to the San Diego landings. Let's head on up to Dana War Sport Fishing. Talk to the man, Captain Brian Woolley's on the line. What's up, Woolley?
Whoa, son! Rock on, Rick. How you doing? Pete Gray.
Hey, Brian.
Sunday at Dana War Sport Fishing. And Captain Peak is back.
I was just going to say, I know that voice for sure,
no
and I know
kidding.
that's not
Pika
Woolley.
voice.
What's
Yeah.
up, Chris?
Oh, God, we got a lot going on here, guys. How are my old friends doing, first off? I haven't talked to you in ages.
Yeah, it's been a
long time.
Oh, yeah. Well, guys, man, we got a lot here. We got our half days going out. We got our...
Wow.
Uh-oh.
All right, well,
man.
It was good
Wow.
while it lasted.
Yeah. Come on, Pika. That was good.
That was fiery.
Yeah, he was firing off there. Well, hopefully we'll get Chris back on his cell phone there. I don't know what happened, but give us a call back and give us that enthusiastic report.
I was fired up to hear that, man.
Yeah, well, that's Pika, man.
It was going down.
Yeah, filling in for Brian Woolley there from Dana Wharf. I'm sure we'll get him back. But in the meantime, let's jump into the phone.
That sounds good, man. Let's do that. How about we talk to Tony, who just called us from Pomona this morning. Good morning, Tony.
Hey,
Welcome
Tony.
to Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning.
Hi,
Good
Tony.
morning. Good morning, Brian.
Morning, Tony.
How you doing? Kimo said hi.
Oh, tell Kimo I said hello. He's a good man.
Yeah, we'll be up there fishing this week probably for the yellowfin, but we've been up north fishing for the big bluefin, and we've caught a couple last week, big ones.
Nice. That's something people need to take advantage of because we may never see that ever again. It's very impressive.
Never. I just want to say that you guys are a great boat, and I love that boat, and the crew's excellent.
Thank you very much.
And I'll see you this week.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Sounds like one of your regulars.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. You have a lot of regulars on the San Diego.
Yeah, we do. We have a lot of weekly fishermen, Saturday regulars, Sunday regulars, every
You have
day
like
of the week.
groups of guys that just come out as a group and
they became,
instead of going golfing, they go fishing on the San Diego.
Lots of people like that.
Way better.
Became friends on the boat, and they're constantly harassing each other, texting pictures of what they caught, and they get real competitive too.
I can imagine.
Real competitive. Oh,
Yeah.
I caught 3, you only caught 2.
A little wager going on
Little
here.
wagers, yeah, it's a good time.
You talked about at the beginning of the show, watching a guy that gets bites and how important it is to emulate the guy. And it's the truth. You carry some of the very finest local fishermen around. I mean, it's no secret. Ryan does a really good job. The boat's really nice. The crew does really good. You guys catch a lot of fish, and that attracts better fishermen. And there's no doubt that if you're in that entry level wanting to get into it, you're wanting to find the right people to do exactly what you're saying, watch the right guys. And that's the boat that they're on. There's no doubt about it.
You know, the difference between a really good bait fisherman and a beginner fisherman is the really good fisherman, bait fisherman, he not only knows where his bait is, he also knows where your bait is.
Oh.
So we have guys that can come out and fish alongside 50 people all day long, and they won't be involved in a tangle all day. They're just on it. They pay attention. They know where their bait is. They also know where your bait is. They're constantly paying attention, and that's what it takes.
That's a good point.
Yeah, just being observant. Knowing when their window of getting a bite is over and changing their bait right away. It's
know when they're getting into a tangle. It's like, hey, we're
right.
Here.
Keeping their eyes open. Hey, this school's aggressive. I can bump it up to 40-pound here. Just a bunch of little tricks that they've learned over time. If someone wants to learn it, there's some guys that fish on our boat that are excellent.
And they're willing to share, too. That's
Absolutely.
what's cool about it. And
They
your
love
crew is amazing, too, at teaching.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
That's a big thing on sport boats.
Oh,
you need
yeah.
a good crew.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, let's continue our catch report. We're still lost Pika in outer space there. So.
Hey, man, he's fired up.
Yeah, he's fired up. How fired up is Gundy Gunnison, our surf guru, huh, Gundy?
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, Gundy? Good morning.
He's right. There is a skill set for guys who know how to fish sport boats like that. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
There's reasons guys are always hung, and, a guy like me, Steph Sport, I get outfished every time. There's no doubt about it,
Yeah.
I'll tell you the other thing on that subject real quick is when you see a guy that's going on a long-range trip, and I mean, I've done a handful of them. You'll definitely see the guy that goes long-range fishing one time a year, every year, and is definitely proficient at it. And then you watch a guy that goes on his first 15-day trip of his life, but he fishes the San Diego once a week, every week. That guy, who's never fished long-range before, usually will smoke everybody. He fishes thousands of baits a year instead of, 100 a day for 10 days. It's crazy. It's where you become a really good angler, for sure.
The fundamentals. You learn the fundamentals. You can apply them anywhere.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So how's the surf fishing?
Oh, it's really good, Pete. We're seeing some typical fall things, that we haven't seen in the last several seasons. I seriously doubt we'll be fishing Corbina in December like last year. We're showing some of those signs. It's not a bad thing, especially up on the northern beaches. A lot more barred perch showing up there. Hook, line, sinker reported Delita, Gaviota, Carpinteria, Halama, all kicking out barred perch now, 1.25 pounds, so nicer average. It's been small fish all summer. Sculp sandworms working there. Also seeing a surge in halibut, which is more typical of the fall. East Beach, graveyards, butterfly up there holding crocodiles, Castmasters, best bet. Lots of bait up there, too. Lots of anchovy schools in the fall. Wiley's reported continued good calico bass fishing on the reef beaches. Lots of bait inside. Just Fishing reported striped bass, 4 to 6 pound range off El Segundo there. So they're seeing, all these anchovy schools in on the beach draws a lot of this fishing. Still good numbers of Corbina, too. Torrance Beach there showing some signs. Big fish, there's a lot of Corbina in there. Bolsa Chica, that's typically an area where you'll see that Corbina hang and bite a little longer. And they're seeing a lot of bonita. Seal Beach Pier, 72nd Place Jetty, Belmont Pier, San Gabriel River Channel. The fish are pushing anchovies again. Balboa Peninsula, always a good late fall Corbina area, and they continue to have good fish in there. Nice, still warm water in the high 60s, and they're still on the bite there, and some nice quality fish pushing 4 pounds. Hogan's reported bonita off the San Clemente Pier, splashers, crocodiles, megabaits, cut anchovy working. And Pacific Coast reported they had a drop in the water temperature on the beach, slowed the Corbina bite a little for the week, but very good bonita fishing on the pier and off oceanside jetties and stuff like that. So we're setting up as a more typical fall here and getting back down to earth, I would probably say. But still, very good fishing right now, and I imagine it'll be good for the next several weeks.
Man, sounds really, really good. Prime time for that local surf fishing. Gundy Gunderson, surf brewer extraordinaire. Thanks a lot for that great report, and we'll talk to you next Sunday.
All right, gentlemen, have a good week.
Thanks, Gundy. All right, we got him back. We got Pika the man, Captain Chris Peaker from Dana War Sport Fishing. What up, Pika?
Well, I see nothing's changed. I'm still getting dropped calls on this thing.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but go ahead and continue. We started. You were just getting started.
Was I at the half day?
Nope, you weren't. Not even any fishing info.
All right, here we go, guys. Okay, first off, our half day. We have our 6:30 to 11:30 half day. We have our 10 to 3 half days. We got our 12 to 5 half days. And guys are going out. We're targeting calico bass, sand bass, bonita, sheephead. There's been occasional halibut as well as yellow popping up here. Got the conditions right. We got something to work with and the right place at the right time. And guys, fly lining has been a key factor here for for not only the bonita, but the calico bass, and, match up the hook size with the bait. We got awesome bait that came in. It's a beautiful sardine anchovy mix and just perfect size sardines right now. Last week we had some that were a little bit big. It was kind of tough to work with, but for what we were doing on the bass and stuff, but beautiful 4-inch sardines, 3.5, 4-inch sardines. Awesome ammo to throw at those bass. Your lighter lines have been more productive, your 10, 12, 15-pound test, and of course, through a fluorocarbon leader, and matching up the size hook with the size of the bait that you got. It's been really good, really productive. Guys, 3/4 days, they've been going out. If there's nothing pelagic coming by here, they've been going out hitting rockfish. And pretty much the ticket's been, going out, loading up on some rockfish, going in and fishing for bass, getting some reports on the outside. If something pops up, some of the pelagics are coming by, then they're going to go out and target some of those. We've been getting some really good marks and really good numbers on some of the rockfish. Here's a count for you from this week here with Captain Corey Leither aboard the Clemente. On a 3/4 day, you had 30 anglers, had like 200 mixed rockfish, and, there was flags, starries, specks, the coppers, and 25 reds, really nice, beautiful reds there. All good eating fish. 5-5s have been mostly going out to Catalina Island there and fishing the island. Overnights on the Fury with Captain Rick Dosberg. I'm telling you, man, this guy, his boat may be made out of wood, but that captain is made out of steel. They had a 2-day at the beginning of the week, went out, Mike Shaw's charter, one of our old regulars here. That guy's a hot stick. And they had a 2-day with 23 anglers aboard. They ended up with 20 yellowtail, and they ended up with 123 yellowfin. And, they're mostly like in the 20-pound range there. So, guys, man, there's a lot going on. I mean, it's fall's coming on here, but it's coming on with a vengeance.
Yeah, man, it's really coming on, and great to have you back on. Pika, appreciate that, filling in for Brian Woolley. And, hey, if we want to go fishing at Dana War Sport Fishing, how do we do that?
You can get a hold of us here at 949-496-5794. You could also look us up on the web at danawharf.com. Or you can friend us on Facebook, guys, and get up-to-date information on our fishing trips.
Yeah, indeed. Or you can go to our website, hookup1090.com, and click on the Dana Wharf banner, and you save big bucks on a half or 3/4 day trip using that special Let's Talk Hookup code. Chris Pika, great to have you back.
Pika,
We'll look forward to talking to you soon.
Awesome, guys. You have a great week.
All right,
Thanks,
appreciate that. All right, that is our catch report today, so let's go ahead and jump back into those phones.
You got it, man. How about we talk to Paul, calling us from El Cajon this morning. What's up, Paul? Thanks for joining us.
Paul?
Yeah, hey, good morning, guys. How's everybody doing?
Great.
Paul?
Good. Yeah, so I had 2 questions for Ryan. Number one is, as we start transitioning into fall here, I wanted to get his thoughts on how this fall winter season might shape up and whether or not the yellows will be plentiful again at the islands. And then the second question for him is, when choosing, hook size to bait size ratio, does that affect how you hook, like whether you do a belly hook, a nose hook, shoulder hook, et cetera? So as you get to the bigger hooks and the bigger bait, how does that change, which type of hooking you choose to do?
We pretty much hook the baits the same way regardless of what size hook we're using. This year we're doing a lot of belly hooking and collar hooking and shoulder hooking, with the small hooks. But I would still say, even if we were, the only time our hook size is going to go up is when our bait size goes up, really. If we started to get bigger sardines, we could go up to our 2/0 hooks that we use most of the time. And you could still do a belly hook, a nose hook, shoulder hook, or collar hook. I don't think I'd collar hook a bigger sardine. These smaller sardines, a collar hook looks good, and a shoulder hook, it just works good. The whole thing with tuna fishing is you just need to get your bait to shoot away 4 or 5 feet. That's it. You just need it to hit the water and go darting away real quick. That's what's going to produce a bite. If it doesn't do that, you're wasting your time. Wind it in and change it. Get a bait that swims away. So, and as far as this fall and winter, the water temperatures are certainly still up. A lot of 70-degree water around still. So I don't see any reason why we wouldn't have a strong yellowtail bite this fall and this winter at the islands. The 3/4 guys have gotten so proficient at using their sonars that I honestly believe that there's yellowtail around the Coronado Islands almost all the time.
Wow.
There might not be a lot of them sometimes, but there's some. And, sometimes they're in 300 feet on the bottom in the mud, and without a side scanning sonar, those were just inaccessible in years past. But with the sonars nowadays,
now you can see them.
You can see them.
Amazing
and
technology. Yeah. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning.
All right. Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. Another full hour. You stay tuned. You're listening to Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
At Dawson & Associates Insurance Services, we recommend travel insurance for your next trip. Plans include trip cost cancellation, emergency medical evacuation, and medical expenses. For the frequent traveler going at least 100 miles from home, we have an annual plan, including foreign and domestic travel that insures every trip you make for an entire year for only $267. We guarantee the lowest prices on all our travel insurance products. Call Bob or Christy at 619-460-5615, or to view prices or apply online, visit safariglobaltravel.com. That's safariglobaltravel.com.
For decades, the Kona Kai has been considered San Diego's premier marina resort and spa. Now, with millions of dollars in upgrades, the Kona Kai Resort is a destination for travelers worldwide who can live it every day. The docks and services are the finest quality in San Diego, and the Kona Kai is the closest marina to the open ocean. As a marina tenant, you enjoy many benefits, including secured free parking, a deluxe health club, swimming pool, and more. Enjoy discounts at their restaurant, bar, and hotel. If you don't have a boat, there are memberships available at a very affordable price. The Kona Kai Club has been offering members a home away from home since 1953. Members can spend their days on Kona Kai's private beach, meet new people in the club's modern lounge, share a meal with family at Vessel Restaurant and Bar, or pamper themselves in Spa Terra. Check out ResortKonakai.com on the web for more information, to reserve a slip, or inquire about joining the club. The Kona Resort, like being on vacation every day in your own backyard. What a tuna and yellowtail season last year. Many say the best in 30 years. Could this season be even better? Don't be caught without the right gear. Now is the time to stock up on the trolling lure that proved to be the best. X-Rap Magnum by Rapala. Every X-Rap Magnum runs perfect right out of the box. They all have extreme action and a controlled deep diving aggressive swimming motion. The large diving lip partners with premium VMC hooks and an irresistible rattle. The X-Rap Magnum by Rapala can be trolled at high speeds without rolling or kicking out at depths to 15 feet. Bottom line, the X-Rap Magnum is the ultimate trolling lure for Southern California and Baja saltwater fishing. With a textured translucent body, internal holographic foil, and 3D holographic eye, X-Rap Magnums are irresistible to saltwater game fish. Available in a variety of colors and sizes. No matter what you choose, the fish can't resist X-Rap Magnum by Rapala. Ask your local tackle dealer which is the hottest color and size and start catching more fish. See the entire line at Rapala.com.
XEPRS 1090 AM Rosarito, Baja California.
The best NFL coverage is right here. San Diego's sports leader, the mighty 1090.
Great boats, free parking, and a fully stocked tackle shop. Just a few of the reasons Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top charter boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Eclipse, Apollo, Outer Limits, Pacific Star, El Gato Dos, Alexis, Pride, Privateer, Tribute, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth Sea Watch in San Diego offer the finest half, 3/4, and full-day trips available. Check out the full-service tackle store at Seaforth Sport Fishing. And it's all run by fishermen for fishermen. 1717 Quivira Road, just off Mission Bay Drive in Mission Bay. Book online at seaforthlanding.com.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero.
The main emphasis on the ranch, we're going to keep it old style. We're not going to change anything. We're just going to improve what we have. The kitchen is brand new kitchen this year with all new kitchen equipment, new stoves, ovens. We put a new freezer in. We've put in all brand new split air conditioners with thermostats to make sure every room is cold. We've also worked on the boat fleet with a couple large lures, a 31 and a 34. We've got the largest Super Ponga fleet on the East Cape, all with brand new Yamaha motors. Brand new beds. We've got all Serta beds, the best beds in Baja, I kid you not. We're working all the time at the ranch. We're not changing it, just making it a lot better. That's why we get the high TripAdvisor reviews. It's my responsibility. I got to take care of you. I'll personally guarantee your best fishing experience and vacation at Rancho Leonero. RanchoLeonero.com. Our new reservation phone number is 800-646-2252, 646-BAJA.
Last year, we had an unbeatable fishing season, one of the best in decades. I think we'll all take another year just like it. Now, just imagine what it could be like if we have an unbeatable season 39 years in a row. Well, that's exactly what Ford has done with their F-Series pickups, America's best-selling trucks 39 years in a row. We love our F-150s here in San Diego. Ford trucks give you the freedom to launch your boat with ease thanks to Pro Trailer Backup Assist, the freedom to toss all your gear in the bed no matter how wet and messy it gets, and the freedom to fit 5 full-size guys comfortably in the cab. And right now, during the Ford Freedom Sales Event, you'll get the freedom from interest charges with Ford's best finance rate of the year. Freedom from high monthly payments thanks to special summer lease programs, plus the freedom to save even more on trucks with smart bonus tags. It's an incredible combination of savings on an incredible lineup of trucks. So don't miss the Ford Freedom Sales event. Stop by your San Diego County Ford dealer today. They'll be glad to hook you up.